Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Oh What a World podcast.
Hi, we're back.
This is actually the second time we're recording today. We tried to record earlier and we had a really hard time.
Yes, we forgot to press the button, but it's okay. We're back. We are not letting that stop us. Even the best of us have these moments. Even the greatest
Yes.
YouTubers forget to record sometimes.
No, we love it, but we're back in action, and we have a heavy hitter today. We actually got so far into it that Deonte actually knows what the topic is today. But let's first talk about what we have going on in our worlds.
Boy. Oh, wait, which one of us is gonna go first? I'm excited. Something crazy happened today.
um, well, you can go first. What's going on in your world, Deontay?
Okay, so I'm still in college. I had my
Good.
winter break. Yeah, I know, right?
Winter,
Not
fall.
winter. Ooh, fall. I had my fall break a week before you guys did. So I was getting over sickness and I was just chilling. So today is kind of like the final stages of my sickness leaving. Everything is getting back to normal. I can breathe and eat. It's been pretty great. For those of you that know me, you know that I play a ton of video games. And so today I was trying out Apex Legends. And for those of you that haven't tried that game, it recently got a really big update and it was really cool. And so the reason I mentioned this is because I was playing a game and it's a team-based game. And if you don't have your team, then you're kind of at a major disadvantage. So I was playing and my teammates, both of them died and
Oh
they
shit.
immediately left the game. And for people that play games, you're basically screwed. That means you're on your own. And
Yeah.
in a game where every other team is working together, it's really hard to do anything when you're one person by yourself. So I decided to see how long I could last. Keep in mind, I'm on PC where people are doing crazy flicks and all that craziness. So I continued the game and I wanted to see how far I can get. And Amanda, I won alone.
Oh
I
my
killed
goodness.
8 people
Whoa,
and I won
bro.
by myself. It was
So you're pro?
nuts. Oh my goodness, I don't know. I don't know. I think that's one of like the peaks of my gaming career. It wasn't even like I was at the very end. I wasn't hiding or anything. There was one point where I found a team that was hiding behind crates. I killed all of them. And I
Oh my
proceeded to kill
god.
everyone else that I met that entire game. I think, like I said, I had 8 kills. And so, for those of you that have never played, the teams are split up into threes. So I killed two and a half teams by myself. It
You
was
really did
insanity.
that. You really
It
popped
was
off for a second. You
it
said,
made me
let me
so
do it to him
happy.
real quick.
Yes, and then shortly after that, my girlfriend has a sister and she likes to play Fortnite. And I know, or I can hear it now. People are like, "Oh God." I've been playing that game for a while. Every time I played with her sister, I would get slapped because they're kids that play the game all the time. It's understandable. I don't really have time. Today, I went in there and I was like, "Oh, we're just gonna chill and have fun. We're gonna relax and I'll play around with you guys, you kids. Let's see what's going on." And I kind of went off, Amanda. The first game of me
Oh,
joining them, I beat everyone, and I proceeded to be a threat from that point forward. So
so
I'm
you're
feeling
telling me you beat up a little girl?
I'm telling you, I killed a little girl and all of her friends, and it was amazing.
I hope someone clips that.
Oh my goodness, no, they're gonna be like Deontay's a serial killer confirmed. But no, the kids in Fortnite, I'm sure everyone knows how the community is. They're all like, I'm the best in the world. Oh, look at me build, and to go in there and actually make them say, oh, what the, who is this? What is this old man doing? He's actually kind of good. It was nice. I feel really good about myself now. For years, I've been slapped and pooped on by every person I ran into in
Oof,
any
I
game
felt
that I
that.
played,
I felt that
other than
really hard.
Overwatch. But
Yeah, no.
yeah, I think switching to PC has increased my ability to perform, which is pretty fun.
Now the bar has been raised.
It has. It really has. What's going on in your world, Amanda? How was your day?
It's been pretty good. for those that don't know, I'm currently on break. So I'm back at home in me and Deonte's hometown, and it's pretty cool. It's the same old kind of quietness that I like about our town sometimes.
Yeah.
But today I was hanging out with all of our friends from back home, and I realized how much of an introvert I am.
Oh,
Like it really hit me, like, because anybody that actually knows me, I'm a very loud person. Like, I'm pretty loud and eccentric and bubbly, but at some point I just stop.
oh,
You know that some anybody that's an introvert knows at some point you're just depleted. Like, you can't function anymore. I was literally
yes.
staring off into space for so long, and it didn't occur to me that I was doing that until Steven was like, "Are you tired, Amanda?" And
Oh,
I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty tired. I kind of want to go home."
oh. I know exactly what you mean. Oh goodness.
Oh,
That's so relatable. I have moments where my eyes unfocus and I transcend to the 15th dimension and I'm like,
yeah, no.
ooh,
My dissociation skills are very on par.
that's awesome.
But I literally was they were actually going to this bar that has a live performers tonight, and they were like,
Whoa.
"Come with us." And I was like, "I don't think that I could do that."
I understand.
Like,
It's hard.
usually I'm a person that's like, "Oh yeah, I want to go experience new things," but my homebody self was like, "I'm going to go home, take a nap, finish the podcast, and then literally watch K-dramas all night." So,
Oh, I'm gonna be watching for those of you out there that are up to date on YouTube and the current status of it, I'm gonna be watching that Shane Dawson series. It's pretty crazy.
ooh, yeah, no, it's pretty crazy, but I'm kind
Oh,
of tired of hearing about old stuff. I'm not.
oh, it's okay. I understand.
It's
It's
interesting, but I'm not about to be like, ooh, the tea.
yeah, I see what you mean. I'm excited. I'm excited to see their perspectives.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep blowing into the mic. My bad. There's one thing that I need to make sure that I do again this recording. So the first time we recorded this, Amanda asked me how I was doing, and I told her that I was dealing with some depression, and today is a really good day because I overcame a lot of things that I was having difficulties with, and so the depression, I'm dealing with it, and I wanted to let everybody in the audience know that you are not alone, and I completely understand what it feels like if you're going through a rough time. It's okay. Amanda made a really good point by saying that if you need to go to a therapist, it is okay. Nothing is wrong with you. People do that all the time. It is
Yeah,
absolutely
no,
fine.
I do it. Um, I currently battle with mental health issues as well, and it's very hard, and to know that you're not alone and to have someone to talk to is very important.
Yes, it's really awesome. So the reason I mentioned all of this was because I think Mental Health Awareness Day was yesterday or the day before that.
Yeah.
And it's super important to me because I've always been a person that is very aware of how I feel emotionally. And for those of you out there, I know for a fact that some of you out there may be thinking, oh man, people would understand, or I'm just weird. Like, no, you are not weird at all. You're absolutely fine. You are completely normal. Do not worry. It is okay to get some help. It's okay to talk to people and need to vent. It's all right to feel like you need some help. We are all suffering at the same time. It's nice to help each other out because if we didn't, none of us would last. It is it's not that bad. Oh
Yeah.
goodness.
I'm gonna say the same thing that I did before. This is from an old substitute teacher that me and Deontay used to have, but if no one loves you, Amanda loves you. So just
Yes.
keep that in your brain.
The legendary Mr. Graham
Yeah, no,
rears
he
his
really
head
did
yet
it to
again.
us.
Ooh. Okay. I hope all of that made sense. It's very important to me that I push this out. I'll continue to do this throughout the episodes. If you guys need any support or anything, we're here. We will act as not a distraction, but we'll act as a way for you to be soothed and a moment of peace in your week, an hour where you can just relax and forget that you feel sadness or if you feel anything, that's okay. Just to take you away from that, we'll talk about demonic priests and stairs in the woods. It'll be okay. Do not worry. Okay, Amanda.
Yes. First, this is a heavier topic. And this week we'll be not having any sound effects in the podcast because we want to be serious about this topic because it is a tragedy that everybody knows about around the country and we don't want to make a mockery of it, you know?
Yes, I second that. Yeah, there won't be any funny title or description for this one. So I hope this doesn't seem alarming. Do not worry. Also, there won't be as many jokes, probably at all, in this one. So if you're
Just
here
a
for the
just a
comedy, then this is not going to be as heavily. I don't know what the word would be. Um, I don't think comedified is a word. What the heck is that? This isn't going to be as lighthearted. So if you need to skip, if this is not your cup of tea, if you need something uplifting today, that's okay. It'll be
Yeah.
fine. We understand. This isn't for the faint of heart.
Yeah, no, not definitely not. This is more of a discussion topic. The way that I did the notes, I'm gonna get a little help from Deonte explaining the entire situation so we can recap what's going on. But
Ooh.
we're gonna discuss today about the tragedy of 9/11 and the conspiracy behind it.
I am still, even though I know what the topic is, I'm still shook to my
Yeah,
core.
no.
Ooh.
You should have heard him when we first got. He did not see this coming at all.
Was completely, I don't even know. I'm still kind of like, whoa, dude, we're doing it. Oh boy. Okay. Amanda, do you want me to get into what happened on that day?
Yes.
Okay. So a lot of listeners are going to know exactly what we're talking about, but for those of you that do not, and maybe from a different country or a different part of the world, we're going to explain it again. It's very upsetting, and it's probably one of the worst days in American history,
No,
still to this
probably
day.
hand downs. Yeah.
So it was September 11th, 2001, and there were terrorists that were sneaking their way onto four different planes. It was a Tuesday morning, and people were going about their day, having a wonderful time. They were excited, and they were going to different places. They were visiting different family members. They were checking out the world, maybe exploring and getting closer to their loved ones. And there were multiple people on different planes that proceeded to get up and hijack the planes. This was a terrorist attack, obviously. At the time, this was before TSA was really a thing. The airport security was very relaxed, and they didn't really have a reason to screen and look through everything and check you because nothing had happened up to that point. Everyone just had accepted that airports and planes were just meant for transportation. It was like driving your car through somewhere. It wasn't considered a super serious thing like it is today. So, four planes were hijacked, and this is where things take a really gnarly turn. So, I'm going to try to pronounce this name correctly. Al Qaeda? Al Qaeda? Is it Al
Al
Qaeda? I
Qaeda.
think Al Qaeda. There we go. So, Al Qaeda was the group that was ushering in all this chaos. And what they did, they had a plan to take these planes and run the planes with all the passengers in them into different buildings of significance. So there was one that was headed towards the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and the two Twin Towers. They are the most iconic places in New York City. Those are huge, huge places that are filled with information, and they are symbols of what we've come to today. And so the four planes were directed and hijacked, one of which hit the Pentagon, and two more ran into the Twin Towers. Another one did not make it to the city itself and was actually crashed in a field. So two planes had hit two of the largest buildings in New York City. And this was caught on camera by hundreds and hundreds of people. It was as devastating as it sounds. So the attacks in total killed 2,977 people and injured over 6,000 people. And as you can imagine, it was chaos. There are tons of videos out there to where you can see exactly what was happening during all this,
It
none
was
of
complete
which
terror to
it
the
was.
entire city of New York. And for people that don't know, me and Deonte, when this happened, we were very, very young. Like, this did not affect us in any type of way because we were literally children. It happened when we were like not even 1 years old yet. So this was a very, very big thing that happened across America. When you thought about America in New York City, you thought about the skyline of not just the Empire State Building, but the two Twin Towers and then the New York skyline. Like, that's how it was. Like I said in the last recording, actually in the first Spider-Man ever created with Tobey Maguire in it, he swings from two towers.
They were huge symbols. They were all over different merchandise, and they even sold little tiny twin tower snow globes. You considered a snow globe? They
Yeah,
sold those little tiny things that you shake. It was so iconic. It was basically what the Empire State Building is today, but they had a different significance. They showed exactly how far we've come and how far New York City came as a whole. It's a huge
definitely.
deal. And this terrorist group used that as a way of terrifying and horrifying the nation, because the thought of all those people dying to us is insane. Almost 3,000 people killed in such a short amount of time. It's
Yes,
nuts.
and still people are confused, and me and Deonte have both visited the memorial. I actually got to walk through it, and it was a tragedy among the American people. Like, it really did affect civilians and everything, but there's a few things about that day that didn't add up or make sense necessarily. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So,
Oof.
yeah, no, this is crazy. We could go more in detail about the horrors of this day, but we're gonna go down to what really caused it and maybe the real truth about it. Just so you know, all of these are things, are theories. I feel like for us, we're so far removed from the situation since we really can't remember anything. It's kind of like a moment in history for us, but obviously it's not just that. That's why we're able to talk about it how we can today. The first theory, I'm reading this from a website, by the way. So the first theory is that insider traders knew about the attacks before they happened. Right before the 9/11 attacks, some fishy business happened within the stock market and insurance firms. An extraordinary amount of put options were placed on United Airlines and American Airlines stocks, the same airlines that were hijacked during the attacks. Many speculate that traders were tipped off about the attacks and profited from the tragedy. The Securities and Exchange Commission launched an insider trading investigation, which Osama bin Laden was a suspect after receiving information from at least one Wall Street firm. So I feel like when you think about it, like, obviously this happened to civilians, but the fact that those things happened before we even knew it was going on, about the attacks, like, there was no reason, there was no let up to why the stocks were put in and why so much insurance money was going into these. Like, big business and politics mash very secretively together, and I feel like that's a big thing that shows, like, the whole big things that the Bush administration knew before the attacks happened that they were going to happen, and that he was actually profiting from the attacks in whole. So
Jeez.
yeah, no, it's
That's suddenly all those Bush did 9/11 jokes are not well, they've never been. I didn't think they were funny to begin with, but now they have a really creepy undertone. I don't know. I don't want to accuse him of anything, but
I mean,
profiting off of something so horrible.
yeah,
Whoa.
no, there's been definitely like investigations done on him, and people have seen the shady shit that he's done for years. Like, the way that he reacted when it first happened, him pushing a war that couldn't be won on American citizens. I mean, you guys can, anyone can argue with me, but the war on terror is like a very loose thing. We can't fight groups that we can't even see. We're going on war on a country that there's civilians there. I mean, we lost thousands of troops and put ourselves in a hole that was really hard to dig out of because of 9/11. I
Man,
don't know.
that's pretty.
Yeah, yeah, no. The second thing was air defense was told to stand down in the event of that airplane is hijacked, the North American Aerospace Defense Command, NORAD, is prepared to send out fighter jets, which can debilitate or shoot down an aircraft. On 9/11, NORAD generals said that they learned of the hijackings in time to scramble to the fighter jets. Some skeptics believe NORAD commanded defense systems to stand down because of their lack of presence during the attack. Okay.
Oh boy. I Oh, also I'd just like to say if you hear any laughter from the two of us, it is not this none of this is funny. It's nervous laughter. This is
Yeah, no, we're all nervous laughing and we're just trying to fill the silence.
yeah, it's hard to talk about such loss and just keep a straight face and stay unbroken. Yeah, boy, it's a coping mechanism, I promise. Please.
Yes, no.
I think it's crazy that if I were in a situation where there was a plane about to hit something and the plane has a lot of people on it, obviously, I have no idea what I would do because the obvious thing is take the plane out, stop it from getting where it's going, everything will be fine. But how do you I'm
Yeah,
guessing they have to weigh
yeah,
the loss.
but it's really hard to too because you're thinking about maybe like 50 people versus 2,000 and then it's really hard because you don't know what exactly was going to happen. No one knew the two towers were going to collapse like that. Like no one expected them to both collapse in such a way that they did. But I understand why if they were to call them down, it's flying over a city, so it'd be really hard to like the debris and everything. You're putting even more people in danger. But the fact that no air defense was happening is really strange. Like they hit the Pentagon, which, if anyone doesn't know, is where America's military defense is. Like that's the biggest place, the main place, and it's 2001. They have to have technology to see that that's coming. Like for it to hit the Pentagon, I mean, like maybe they were an off day or something. It's a Tuesday day. It was a Tuesday morning. Like no one was ready, but still, I feel like we have air control, obviously, and I feel like it was advanced enough to like detect. Oh, these planes are going different types of ways.
You have a good point. That makes sense. Yeah, there's got to be something that I know there was someone that saw that and said, "Hey, what's should we what is this? That looks really bad."
Yeah,
Also,
no.
um I I'm unsure it of I'm unsure if they have to make those calls themselves, the generals that have to I assume they just kind of press a I don't know if they have to press a button or if they have to use the keys to turn something. I don't know who is
I'm
over.
sure there's like a command center, like kind of like how you see in the movies, you know, where they're all sitting down
Yeah.
at a control
I
station, but I don't
hmm
know.
Me neither. I oof. It's really it's really bad when you consider the loss of human lives. It is scary because I think it's terrifying when you know that there's going to be loss and you have to choose which one you think would be the least amount of death. That is just I would never want to be put in a situation like that. Goodness, I
No,
wouldn't be able
never.
to do it. That's insane.
Yeah.
Man, that's I did not know this though. That's scary. I really
Me too.
hope this makes me wonder about other disasters that have happened or terrorist attacks that have happened. I'm
Like
wondering
what is our country doing? Like what is our government up to?
how much do they know? That's my thing. How much do you know? How much did you know when that happened just then? Ugh. Ooh. Hopefully the
Yeah,
FBI is
no.
not gonna come after us. That would not be
There's
fun.
too many there's too many people that are doing things about this for them to come after us.
Okay. My FBI agent in my computer looking through my camera right now is like, "What you talking about, boy?" Oh, oh boy. I'm not talking about nothing.
um Number 3. The planes didn't make the Twin Towers collapse, bombs did. The World Trade Center collapse appeared to be similar to a controlled demolition. Many speculate that the towers were in fact blown down with explosives placed in selected locations. Some witnesses recounted hearing explosions inside the building as they attempt to escape. Many architects and scientists even maintain that fuel cannot produce enough heat to melt the steel frames of two buildings that collapsed. Yeah,
Whoa.
no,
I've
like
heard these.
yeah, like jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
That's crazy.
If you've ever seen a plane crash, it immediately disintegrates. Like on impact, everything kind of just like explodes. Like the plane explodes into a million pieces. And the way that, I don't know, almost all news sites have that same view, that same, like, no, there's none from really like a different view, but
Mhm.
it's like the plane's going in, and then it cuts, and then there's a hole in the building. On impact, it would not do that. It literally would hit, and maybe it would dent the sides a little bit, and like obviously it might go into the building, but it wouldn't go. There would be no like seeing the tip on the other side. The plane would disintegrate, just like how the building was. And like the way that the buildings were hit, like I don't understand how it could make it collapse. Like it literally went straight down.
Whoa. Oh boy. This this relates to what we mentioned in our first recording attempt of this episode, actually, where so Amanda, you and I, we both been to New York City, and for those of you that haven't, the buildings there are larger than anything you can imagine. It is insane, and if you're standing at the 9/11 memorial, you get to see the foundation of the building. And I want to say thank you once again to my friend Patty for taking me there. I really appreciate you, Patty. Thank you so much. But the buildings are huge. It's like you think, oh, it's probably this big. No, you have no idea. And for a plane to effortlessly break in half one of those buildings, it it still just feels
Yeah,
weird
no,
in my
like
mind.
no, yeah, like I understand that any projectile that hits anything is enough to topple it down, but the way that it fell, it just fell straight down. Like there was no like going to the other side. There was no like slight fall of the, like the way we all saw how it hit. It just doesn't make sense necessarily. How
Oh,
and the fact that it happened to both towers,
jeez. Yeah, that is. I feel
like
like.
the same thing
Mm,
happened to both towers, the way that they fell. And the
I
fact that both
actually.
of them
Ooh,
fell.
whoa. I didn't think about that actually. Wow. I remember, I don't know if this was a part of a Shane video or if this was a part of just a video in general, but there is a recording out there to where they take the very well known video of 9/11 happening that the news shows all the time. And it has the original audio from that moment. And if you watch it, they slow it down. And just before the plane explodes, you can hear something happen. You can hear a big like boom. There were a lot of people that had no idea what that sound was. I still have no idea what that is either, but that is really suspicious because nothing touched the building. Nothing. This wasn't before anything else was happening, or this wasn't after anything else was happening. There should have been no reason for you heard that boom. It's
Yeah,
really
no.
weird.
A lot of people when it first happened on the ground legit thought that it was a bomb. Like there's so many news people that were on the ground, like newscasters, coming towards them. Like there's so many videos online of them being like, it was a bomb, like it was a bomb. Like people are like, there's bombs at the bottom. Um, a lot of people heard explosions during whenever they were leaving, which wouldn't make sense because there's nothing that would be able to explode during it. It really would have just been a fire, if anything, that would have happened. Um, and also planes are made out of aluminum, and aluminum doesn't heat up enough to melt steel. Steel is one of the hardest things to melt up.
Whoa, that's
So
crazy. Wow. Oh man, this is. It's taking me to an interesting place in my mind
no, it
because
is too.
wow.
It
So
doesn't help that it's also nighttime. That's why
it does
I
not help.
originally wanted to record in the daytime because it freaks me out.
It's okay.
Okay, number 4. The Pentagon attacks scientifically doesn't hold up. The Pentagon crash may be one of the most puzzling events of the day. The theorists maintain that the impact holes of the Pentagon were much smaller than a commercial airline's plane. Um, they also question why the plane was not shot down prior to impact, as well as why the plane impacted a section of the Pentagon vacant due to renovations. That's the most puzzling thing to me. Like how like it literally there was there was no one there for one. So no one was hurt within the crash other than the people that were aboard the plane. But the fact that it's the Pentagon. Like when you think of the Pentagon, you're like, oh, America's military defense, one of the strongest in the world, but we couldn't stop a plane crashing into the Pentagon. Like, like it just doesn't add up
Mm,
necessarily.
that is that is crazy. So I have a theory now, actually. I don't want to go, I'm not gonna make it too out
Just
there.
say it. Just yeah, no, just say it. It's fine.
Okay. So based on what I've heard so far, it seems as if it seems as if the military, wait, okay, no, hold on. I'm gonna come back to this. I don't want to say anything bad. I don't know. Hold on. I need to get my thoughts together. That's crazy
Okay.
though. No one got hurt. Like no one was at work that day. No one was there.
Yeah, no one was in that building. And then okay, so this will be the last one. Um
Mhm.
Black boxes found by the search crew were kept secret. During the few weeks of the attack, the plane's black boxes were one of the most important items under investigation. They were the only evidence into what happened inside the cockpits of the plane. Three of the four black boxes were found, and only one was in good enough condition to hear. The tape was not initially released, but was shared with the families of the victims in 2002. Skeptics believe the tapes were not disclosed in order to keep a secret scheme.
That is crazy. Okay, that actually fits with my theory. Okay.
Because because if anyone knows what the plane the black box is if a plane goes missing, then they know what's wrong with the plane whenever it crashes. Black boxes are almost nearly indestructible. They record everything that's going on in the cockpit, so they know everything that's going on within the plane, and they're they sometimes they're hard to find, but when they're found, it's usually they're in rough condition, but they're enough to find to hear what's going on. The fact that only one was found, and also out of the four planes, like only one, like two of those planes didn't even impact that hard, but
Wow.
still.
Oh
Okay.
crap. It keeps like leaving my mind. Okay, no. I got this. Okay. So this isn't, if this is a theory that already exists out there, I'm so sorry. I'm not taking credit for it. I'm sure many people have thought this. So, based on what it sounds like, based on how all this appears, it sounds like the US, or maybe the military at the time, I'm not sure who was leading it. I don't know if I don't really know much about how that works, but it seems like we were trying to find an excuse to get into a war with Al Qaeda. Al Qaeda.
No, that's literally the thing. That's literally like the thing. Like what happened is that during the Cold War, Al Qaeda was originally a US group. We went to Afghanistan. I'm pretty sure we were training people to like make them like a part of the US military in
Whoa.
in Afghanistan during the Cold War against Russia. And they turned into a radical Muslim terrorist group, but they originally were a part of the US.
That's
That makes
crazy.
sense.
Makes sense. I don't know what class it was or who told me this, but so I think there was actually a teacher, or maybe there was a student, but they were telling me that one of the quickest ways to rally everyone, to rally a country, is for a tragedy to happen. And so this would be the perfect opportunity for whoever is orchestrating all this behind the scenes to turn the entire nation against a certain portion of the world. And
And
so
it's caused
it's
so much
scary.
damage to people that are Muslim or in Middle Eastern descent because people are so scared of them. But every group has radicalists, like even Christianity, um, like Jewish religions, Hinduism. A lot of groups have radicalists, and they do horrible things like this. It really waged war against only a certain religion.
Wow. Yeah, I don't have any friends that have hijabs or that wear I'm not 100% sure what the names are.
Yeah, that wear hijabs are any of the religions that do wear headdresses.
Yes. So I don't know from personal experience at all what it would feel like to be in their shoes and to experience what it's like to be fine one week and then the next week you're considered dangerous and terrifying. That must be absolutely horrifying. And if you're listening and you had to go through something like that, I'm really sorry. That is no one should
Yes,
have to go through that.
I even know like people that are ski. I think that's how you pronounce it. They really had it rough because their religion they wear turbans and they're very peaceful people, but
Mhm.
people automatically just assume that that's what that they were Muslim, and they put on these stereotypes about them, and it's really damaging.
That's really interesting. I this is it's my mind, my brain meats are being pushed to their limits. I'm
Yeah,
thinking of
no.
theories. I'm trying to come up with something that sounds good.
But
So
I
that
mean,
makes
it's
sense.
no, it makes perfect sense. And we're not saying that any of these tragedies, obviously these tragedies happen for a reason, and it happened for horrible reasons, and it did happen. We're saying that they did happen. Something is just off about the whole situation.
Definitely. Something was really weird. I, I don't there's
That's
still something just weird.
yeah, no. But I guess that's the world we live in. I mean,
Sadly, yes. I'm I'm not sure. Oh boy. No, never mind. I was gonna say I'm not sure if we've had any tragedies recently. If anything, we've had more tragedies in the past 2 to 3 years than we have in a long time. It's been
yes,
really
no,
bad.
definitely.
Mm,
It's nearing the end of our podcast, so let's lighten the mood a little bit.
okay. Oh,
Um,
I
those are the theories of 9/11. Yeah.
do you have any theories yourself, Amanda? Anything that you think
No,
happened?
I just think that whatever I do believe that the Bush administration is at fault with some of the things that happened on that day, but it's just there's just some stuff that is off. It's way too off. It was way too cookie cutter of a situation. Obviously, the aftermaths weren't, but yeah, no, we literally declared war on them like not even like a month after. Like super, and it was super devastating.
Man, yeah, I can only imagine. I hope that this episode was very informative for a lot of you. We tried our best to give you the information as good as we could, and it's really difficult. If you guys want to listen and hear any more about this, there's hundreds, thousands of sources out there on the web. You can look at whatever you'd like. You can read all kinds of things. They go in way more depth than we do here. We just like to give
We
you
want to
guys information.
Yeah, and we thought we would change it up a little bit because no one's ever heard us talk in a serious voice like this. So I think it's really good and a good step for the podcast. So we can
Yes.
get delve into even more spookier and maybe queasier subjects to talk about.
Yes. So I'd like to say one thing to lighten the mood a bit. So, as we said, this all happened before our time before TSA. And after this happened, TSA was beefed up. The airport security was crazy amped up at this point. So, after all this, they took it seriously. And so, my mom had worked for Homeland Security for 10 years, I believe it was. She worked, and for those of you that don't know what Homeland Security is, it's the people that search you in the airport. They frisk you. The people in the blue suits with all the badges on. She worked there for years, and honestly, my mother has always been a superhero in my eyes. She still is to this day. So
Oh,
it's always been really cool, because when it's still really tragic, but when you hear about these things, you know that there are people now that are here to protect us. And my mom was a part of that team for a really long time. It was really cool. She got to meet a lot of different celebrities. It was really
that's really
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, it was really fun. Man, this episode has been heavy.
No, it
So,
has. Very
for those
heavy.
of you that listened to the last episode, at the end, I shared a fact about bees. Bees are pretty cool. We got
No,
to
they're
save
really
those
cool.
guys. This time I've got another earth fact. It's about ants this time. I don't
Ooh, I
know.
love ants.
Yeah, I'm just feeling
Ants Canada.
bugs.
That's
Oh
my
goodness. Holy crap. Yeah, he's been going ham. He finished ants a freaking chicken head once. I was like,
Yeah,
what?
no, I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's what we do it.
Goodness, dude. Okay, so this is about fire ants. Ooh,
Ooh.
spicy. Okay, so fire ant fact number one. I don't know if there's going to be more. We'll see. Fire ants cause over $3 billion worth of damage a year. Oh, wait. Is that dollar? I don't know what that symbol is. It's like an E, but it's like upside down.
Euros.
Ooh. Okay. They call
When you
euros.
don't know.
Goodness. Wait, where is that from? Where do they use euros? That's like North America? Is that like right? I'm
No,
sorry. Is that no?
that's euros. Think
Yes.
Deonte.
Oh my goodness. Is that Europe? Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know about. I don't
It's
know.
literally Europe. Yes, it's Europe.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Euros. Europe. Europe. Euros.
Oh goodness. I don't know if I want to share this fact. I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
go on, go on.
Okay. North America's red imported fire ants might only be little, but the tiny critters have a painful bite which causes a burning sensation. Hence the name fire ants, which cost the US millions in veterinarian and medical bills every year. They've also been known to cause farmers crop damage. So they're jerks.
In
So
space,
yeah,
invasive species much?
yikes. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty okay. I feel like I need to redeem myself. I feel like okay. One moment. Okay,
Okay,
here we go.
okay, okay.
All right, so this one that has nothing to do with location. Luckily, I will not. This is another ant fact. You guys get two this time. I know, I'm being generous. Okay, so the ant is one of the strongest creatures in relation to its size. Isn't that crazy? Like on the planet, that's like one of the strongest based on size. So a single ant can carry 50 times its own body weight, and they'll even work together to move bigger objects as a group.
Ant
So,
Man.
oh boy, yes, Ant Man. It's pretty crazy. So imagine 50 times your own body weight. So I weigh, let me pull out the calculator. Okay, so I weigh 178 pounds. If I was an ant, I'd be able to lift 8,900 pounds.
That's four
Goodness.
tons.
Yes. Oh my God. I'd be able to pick up my car. I'd be able to pick up. That would be insane. You could like, wait, would that mean that you're like super buff? You should have like super strength. If you push off the ground, would you? I don't know. I think it's just
I
lifting.
don't. I think you're. Yeah,
That'd be sick. Imagine if you
they're
punch
really
something.
strong.
Goodness, if ants could punch, dude, that'd be crazy. Oh my goodness. Okay, that is facts from I don't know. I'm gonna come up with a name for this. I'm gonna come up with something
We'll figure
catchy.
out a yeah. We'll figure out a good name for it.
Heck yeah! I
Um.
hope people like my bug facts.
Yeah. I hope that help lighten the mood a little bit for right before the end. Um. Yeah. That's this week's episode.
Oh wait! I'm so
Oh.
sorry.
Oh shoot.
I'm so sorry.
Oh
I
shoot.
almost forgot. I have
Oh.
something big.
What
Well,
is
kinda.
big?
Kinda. So okay. So multiple things. I keep forgetting to say this at the end of the episodes, and I always like, oh. Okay. So for those of you that don't know, if you don't want to listen on Spotify, if you don't have Spotify Premium and you don't
Oh
feel like
yes.
paying for it, we have a YouTube channel, and I was telling my girlfriend about this. So I was talking to her, and she said, "You guys have a YouTube channel this whole time," and I had no idea. Yes, it's on YouTube. It's the exact same name as it is on Spotify. You may have to search a little bit, but we post gameplay on there as well. So if you don't want to pay the fee and you want to be able to scrub as much as you want, you can watch it on there. It's really cool. We put a lot of work into it. So
Deontay puts a lot
yeah,
of
go
work
check that
into
out.
it.
It's pretty cool. I play Switch games, so they're really cute and they're really nice. So it's pretty cool. Also, this is going to be something pretty cool too. So a lot of the times we mention, hey, go leave it in the comments or leave us a comment. And you can't really do that on Spotify or Apple Podcast and such. So it will be easy if you guys left your remarks and everything in emails. So we have an email address. Oh goodness, like
Yeah.
everyone in
We're
2019. What is
yeah
this? Like
no.
2000, 2010? Jeez. Yes, we have an
Yeah.
email address. So if you guys want to send something to us personally, we'll check it out. And if you want to send it in any form you want, go for it. So the email address is owawpodcast at gmail.com. And it does not all have to be in caps. There's no space either in between the letters there. So yeah,
Check us out.
yeah, send us your stuff. That'd be cool.
Also, check out our Instagram. It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
OWAW podcast.
Woo,
Same
same
name.
as the email. Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
and our Twitter, which is
And our
same.
Twitter, it's all the same.
It's all the same, y'all. Y'all can check out some cool stuff. We be posting regularly, and we'll keep you updated whenever we have a new podcast out.
I'm so excited. I want people to send memes. Please send memes.
Please
That would
comment
be
on
so
us
funny.
and tell us all of your remarks. Please be nice though, because we are very sensitive people.
I might cry a little bit. If
I
somebody
might
roasts
cry
me,
on
if they're like, stupid kid didn't even know where Europe was or what a euro was, I'm gonna be like, please, I'm sorry, I've never left.
Just a commoner. I do my best.
Okay, well, there we go, everyone. I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah.
Goodness, I'm stressed.
Yeah, no.